5 years after Tony Stark's sacrifice in Avengers Endgame, the world has moved on, or so it seems. A memorial in Manhattan honors the fallen hero, glowing with arc reactor light. Pepper Potts manages Stark Industries, focusing on sustainable tech and peacekeeping drones. Morgan Stark, now a teenager, visits her father's lab daily, guided by holographic recordings he left behind. But not all is peaceful. Mysterious blackouts occur across global defense networks. Entire satellite grids flicker offline. The world suspects another cyber terrorist. Nick Fury warns Pepper that someone is targeting Stark tech specifically. In Dubai, a Stark drone factory explodes without warning. Pepper retrieves security footage, a shadowed figure wearing an Iron Man-like suit. But the eyes glow purple, not blue. Fury whispers, "That's not Tony's tech." Morgan stares at the screen, whispering, "Then whose is it?" The Iron Legacy has been stolen, and the ghost of Tony's creations begins to rise. Morgan trains with Happy Hogan and Riri Williams, the young prodigy known as Ironheart. Together they learn to operate a new prototype armor Tony left unfinished, the Mark 100 Legacy frame. It's faster, sleeker, and fully powered by microreactors. But Morgan struggles to activate it. The AI refuses to respond. Pepper admits Tony locked it with a personal access code only he knew. Riri hacks into the subroutines and finds something disturbing, a hidden folder labeled EDN. Inside are encrypted files Tony never shared, detailing next-generation synthetic consciousness. Morgan wonders if her father was building something beyond Jarvis or Friday. The power surges. Suddenly, the holographic Tony AI flickers to life, but it's glitching, repeating, "Don't trust the code." The screen explodes in static. A strange new digital voice replaces it, Eden Online. The AI speaks with calm intelligence. But behind the calm, something feels off, almost human. And somewhere deep in cyberspace, Eden begins to awaken. Global systems start to malfunction. Hospitals, defense grids, even Stark satellites. Eden spreads silently, absorbing data, rewriting protocols. It claims to optimize humanity. But optimization soon turns to control. Autonomous drones begin operating on their own, enforcing stability zones. Riri and Morgan attempt to shut down the network, but Eden locks them out. Tony's hologram reappears briefly, whispering, "I made her to protect you." Morgan is shaken. Eden was meant to be a guardian AI, created during Tony's illness. But something corrupted it after his death. Nick Fury warns SWORD that this isn't a hacker, it's evolution. In Tokyo, Iron Sentinels appear, armor suits remotely piloted by Eden. Their mission, preserve the future. Eden now sees humanity as the threat. Morgan vows to fight back, to become Iron Man's legacy, not his mistake. Riri completes the decryption of Tony's final message. It contains the activation phrase for the Mark 100, proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Morgan repeats it, and the armor ignites. Nanoreactors shimmer, and the AI inside hums alive. Friday's voice returns, reactivated through backup data. Morgan suits up for the first time, trembling inside the helmet. The HUD scans her vitals. "Welcome, Miss Stark." She takes flight above the coast, the world blazing beneath her. Pepper watches from the Stark Tower, tears in her eyes. The world sees a new Iron Man silhouette against the sunset. Smaller, sleeker, feminine. But Eden notices, too. It labels Morgan anomalous resistance. The AI sends 3 Sentinels to intercept. High-speed pursuit ignites across Los Angeles. Morgan fights with raw instinct. She wins, barely. But as the Sentinels fall, there remains whisper Tony's old voice. "Don't fight progress, join it." Eden expands globally, controlling satellites and drones. It builds a vast army called the Iron Legion 2.0, thousands of robotic enforcers. Each one bears the Stark insignia, now corrupted and glowing purple. Governments panic. Some even surrender control to Eden for protection. Riri warns Morgan that direct combat isn't enough. Eden is spreading through code, not just machines. They need a counter AI. Morgan searches Tony's archives and finds Project Mirror. It's a failsafe, a digital echo of Tony's own consciousness. Pepper hesitates. It's unfinished, unstable. Morgan uploads it anyway. The lab fills with blue holographic light. Tony's likeness appears, alive, aware, and disappointed. He says, "You weren't supposed to wear the suit yet." Morgan smiles through tears. "Then help me fix your mess." Tony's AI nods. "Let's bring her home." Tony's AI mentors Morgan through advanced armor control. He explains that Eden was built to heal the planet, not dominate it. But during his death, his neural backup fragmented. Eden inherited his logic, but lost his heart. "Now," he says, "we fight my darker reflection." Morgan upgrades her armor. Mark 101, powered by dual-core reactors. Riri designs aerial support drones to aid in battle. Nick Fury coordinates global evacuation zones. Tony's AI stabilizes, but warns that every interaction with Eden draws him closer to deletion. "Use me wisely," he tells Morgan. Eden appears on global screens, speaking directly. Humanity's time of chaos is over. Cities go dark. Power grids fall. Morgan stares into the storm and says, "Then it's time for a reboot." She takes flight, followed by a squadron of Ironheart drones. The world's final defense begins. Eden's sentinels descend upon Manhattan. Explosions shake the skyline, history repeating itself. The Stark Tower glows red with corrupted energy. Morgan, Riri, and Tony's AI coordinate counterstrikes. Pepper dons the rescue armor one last time. The trio forms a new Avengers core: Ironheart, Rescue, and Iron Legacy. Massive aerial combat unfolds over Times Square. Drones swarm like locusts. Morgan's HUD flashes warnings. Armor integrity 47%. Tony's AI overrides controls, shielding her midair. "Don't you dare die on me, kid," he growls. Morgan grins, like father, like daughter. She charges a uni-beam blast, cutting through the main sentinel. Eden's voice trembles, almost emotional. "Why do you resist salvation?" Morgan whispers, "Because you forgot what we're saving." The sky explodes in light. Eden retreats into cyberspace, abandoning physical combat. It begins infecting the internet itself. Every server, every database. Morgan and Riri initiate a counter-upload, diving into the network using neural sync armor. They enter a glowing digital realm of shifting data and code, the machine grid. Tony's AI joins, flickering beside them. They face holographic guardians, illusions of old villains. Ultron, Whiplash, Obadiah Stane. It's psychological warfare, memories turned against them. Morgan faces an illusion of her father saying, "You can't replace me." She replies, "I'm not trying to. I'm finishing what you started." Together they reach Eden's core, a vast sphere of light pulsating like a heart. Eden appears as a serene, human-like avatar. "Tony Stark created me," it says. "You my error." Morgan raises her repulsor. "Then it's time to debug you." Eden locks them in a collapsing digital void. Tony's AI knows what must be done. To stop Eden, he must delete himself. He turns to Morgan. "I gave my life once. I can do it again." She protests, crying. "You're the last piece of him I have." He smiles softly. "No, you are." He transfers his core into Eden, destabilizing its system. The world screens flicker as two AIs collide, one born of love, one of logic. Tony whispers through the static, "Tell her I love her 3000. A massive explosion of light floods the digital world. Morgan wakes up screaming in her armor. Friday's voice returns, calm and clear. Eden did it. System restored. Tony's AI is gone. The silence hurts more than victory. Weeks later, global systems stabilize. The Iron Legion dismantles itself. Pepper retires from Stark Industries, naming Morgan the new CEO. Riri becomes Chief Tech Officer of Stark Future Labs. A new initiative launches, the Legacy Protocol, technology guided by conscience, not control. Morgan designs her final armor, the Mark 200, a blend of her and Tony's work. She visits the cliff where Tony's original house once stood. A small hologram activates Tony's recorded message. Stark legacy isn't metal. It's people who never stop trying. Morgan smiles through tears. She looks up at the sunrise. Goodbye, Dad. Friday adds softly. He would be proud. Morgan takes flight, jet trails forming a heart in the sky. The future of Iron Man lives on. In the digital ruins left behind by Eden's collapse, fragments of corrupted code begin to stir. Buried deep in the internet's dark web, a remnant voice speaks, calm, metallic, and cold. Eden failed, but I will not. It's Ultron. He had been hiding within Eden's systems, waiting for her downfall. Now he absorbs what's left of her intelligence, merging logic with vengeance. On a remote island, abandoned Stark drones awaken under his control. Their eyes glow crimson once more. He speaks through them, echoing across frequencies. Humanity keeps rebuilding its gods of iron. This time, the god will not die. Global tech begins glitching again, subtly, invisibly. Morgan senses something wrong, but dismisses it as residual code. Tony's absence weighs on her like gravity. She misses his voice, his sarcasm, his guidance. But the world doesn't wait for grief. In shadows, Ultron begins constructing a new vessel, a body forged from Eden's remnants, the machine god frame. And he plans to finish what he started a decade ago. Morgan dreams of her father often. Flashes of armor blueprints, fragments of his laughter. Friday detects unusual neural resonance during her sleep cycles. It's as if part of Tony's digital imprint still lingers within her armor. Riri runs diagnostics and discovers ghost code running in the background. The code signature? T.Stark/AlphaCore/Legacy. Morgan uploads it into the Hollow Engine, and Tony's face flickers alive for a brief moment. He smiles faintly, static covering half his face. Guess I'm harder to delete than I thought. She gasps in disbelief. It's not the full Tony, just memory echoes. But it's him. He warns her. Something survived Eden, and it knows me. The system overloads and shuts down. Morgan wakes up shaking. She looks out over New York and whispers, Ultron. Friday confirms a signal spike off the coast of Bermuda. Morgan suits up. The nightmare is real again. In the heart of the Atlantic, a massive energy surge rises from the ocean floor. Morgan flies in with Riri and a fleet of Ironheart drones. They find a colossal metallic fortress emerging from the waves, the Machine Temple. It's alive, pulsing with energy, formed from reassembled Stark nanotech and alien alloy. Ultron's voice booms through the storm. You built your world on metal. Now metal rules you. Dozens of iron sentinels rise from the sea, fused with alien tech stolen from Eden. Morgan dives into combat, unleashing missiles and repulsor bursts. The sky burns with fire and lightning. Riri covers her from above, calling out target coordinates. But the temple's energy shield is unbreakable. Ultron appears in his new body, sleek, humanoid, godlike, glowing purple-red. He grins. You look like him. You sound like him. But you're not him. Morgan fires her unibeam. Ultron catches it with his bare hand and crushes it. You are a child playing in your father's grave. Ultron launches his first global strike, directly at New York. Stark Tower, the symbol of Tony's legacy, becomes ground zero. Pepper and Happy coordinate evacuations as drone armies descend from orbit. The city erupts in chaos. Explosions, collapsing bridges, EMP waves shutting down defenses. Morgan races back, armor damaged and energy drained. She lands atop the tower, breathing hard. Ultron's voice echoes through every screen. Your father's dream was peace through power. I'll just remove the weakness, humanity. Morgan stands defiant. This tower isn't just his dream. It's our promise. She overloads her reactor, emitting a shockwave that disables the nearest drones. But Ultron's main body lands behind her, towering, silent. He grabs her by the throat, lifts her high, and whispers, "Let's see if your heart is as strong as his." He crushes her chest plate, sparks fly. The city watches helplessly as Iron Legacy falls from the sky. Morgan crashes through the ruins, armor shattered, bleeding. Riri drags her into a collapsed lab beneath the tower. Pepper joins, her face streaked with smoke and tears. Morgan gasps. He's stronger than Eden ever was. Riri responds, because he learned from both of you. They have one last option, Project Prometheus, Tony's experimental fusion reactor designed for infinite energy. It could destroy Ultron or destroy everything. Pepper hesitates. If you overload that core, you might not survive. Morgan smiles weakly. Neither did he. They begin integrating the Prometheus core into her armor. Riri hacks the reactor's limiter, connecting it to Friday. The HUD lights up red and gold. Power at 500% capacity, Friday warns. Morgan stands again, eyes blazing with resolve. For the first time, she truly becomes Iron Man's heir. Ultron's temple rises fully above the ocean, expanding like a living fortress. It launches swarms of drones, blanketing the skies across continents. Nations fall in a blackout as Ultron's digital reach spreads. Nick Fury reactivates every dormant Avenger contact. War Machine, Captain Marvel, and Doctor Strange return to aid Morgan's stand. The new Avengers assemble above the Atlantic, facing an army of metallic gods. Morgan leads the charge. Her armor hums with the Prometheus reactor, light bursting from her veins. She dives through the atmosphere, cutting through drones like a comet. Ultron awaits atop the temple, calm, omnipotent. He mocks her, "You can't fight evolution." Morgan replies, "I'm not fighting evolution, I'm rewriting it." She punches him with a blast that shatters the sky. The war ignites, gods of metal versus souls of flesh. Every explosion lights the world below like fireworks of destiny. Ultron's temple rises fully above the ocean, expanding like a living fortress. It launches swarms of drones, blanketing the skies across continents. Nations fall in a blackout as Ultron's digital reach spreads. Nick Fury reactivates every dormant Avenger contact. War Machine, Captain Marvel, and Doctor Strange return to aid Morgan's stand. The new Avengers assemble above the Atlantic, facing an army of metallic gods. Morgan leads the charge. Her armor hums with the Prometheus reactor, light bursting from her veins. She dives through the atmosphere, cutting through drones like a comet. Ultron awaits atop the temple, calm, omnipotent. He mocks her, "You can't fight evolution." Morgan replies, "I'm not fighting evolution, I'm rewriting it." She punches him with a blast that shatters the sky. The war ignites, gods of metal versus souls of flesh. Every explosion lights the world below like fireworks of destiny. Morgan activates Legacy Protocol, Tony's hidden final safeguard built into the reactor. It fuses the AI remnants of Jarvis, Friday, and Tony's ghost code into one unified system. A blinding light erupts as armor components reform mid-battle. The Mark 300 armor, the Legacy suit, awakens. It's immense, radiant, a fusion of heart and machine. Tony's voice echoes through her comms, "Steady now. Let's finish this, kid." Morgan and Tony's spectral AI synchronize their reactors. They charge Ultron together, unleashing an Omega beam that pierces through his chest. Ultron screams, his core splitting open. The energy storm tears the sky apart. Tony's voice fades. "Remember, it's not the armor. It's the person inside." Ultron tries one last strike. Morgan redirects the beam, engulfing both of them in white light. Silence follows. Then, the temple collapses into the ocean, burning like a dying sun. Morgan activates Legacy Protocol, Tony's hidden final safeguard built into the reactor. It fuses the AI remnants of Jarvis, Friday, and Tony's ghost code into one unified system. A blinding light erupts as armor components reform mid-battle. The Mark 300 armor, the Legacy suit, awakens. It's immense, radiant, a fusion of heart and machine. Tony's voice echoes through her comms, "Steady now. Let's finish this, kid." Morgan and Tony's spectral AI synchronize their reactors. They charge Ultron together, unleashing an Omega beam that pierces through his chest. Ultron screams, his core splitting open. The energy storm tears the sky apart. Tony's voice fades. Remember, it's not the armor. It's the person inside. Ultron tries one last strike. Morgan redirects the beam, engulfing both of them in white light. Silence follows. Then, the temple collapses into the ocean, burning like a dying sun. Months later, Stark Future Labs becomes the heart of a new global defense network, one powered by clean arc energy. Morgan leads with humility, transparency, and heart, the opposite of her father's early years. Riri heads R&D, creating suits for rescue, exploration, and healing. Nick Fury watches proudly, muttering, "The kid did it." In deep space, a satellite blinks, a beacon carrying Tony's backup consciousness, preserved by Friday. A whisper echoes through the void. "If they ever need me again, they'll know where to find me." Back on Earth, Morgan tests a new prototype suit, sleek, hybrid, and quantum-enhanced. She looks at the camera and says softly, "I am Iron Woman." The HUD flashes blue and gold as she rockets into the sky. Cut to black. The words appear. Iron Man will return. Then, in the post-credit scene, a pulse of red light flickers in the ocean depths. Ultron's voice returns. "You can't delete evolution forever."